Hello guys, my name is Stasia Vitisyan. I'm content manager at SEO Ranking, and this is our last day of the marketing marathon. Please write me whether you can see or hear me properly. That's great. So I'm happy to welcome you at our last final day of the marketing marathon, addressing the question of how to keep your business afloat during and after the crisis. Our guest today is an SEO trainer and consultant, Campbell from Glasgow, who has over 18 years of experience in SEO under his belt. And before handing you over to Craig, I want to remind you that you can ask questions and Craig will answer them at the end of our session. Also, for the most interesting question, you will get a 1-month optimum subscription to SEO Ranking platform. So stay focused, stay involved, and don't be shy to ask your questions. Hello, Craig. Please first give us some head-ups on what you are going to talk about today.
For me personally, I'm going to talk about a couple of things that I'm implementing on my own projects. And then what I'm going to do is talk a bit about affiliate marketing and how you can not solely focus on client money. There's other ways to make money online. And, I think the coronavirus has given us all a bit of a scare, if you like, where your businesses are probably weak. They live month to month. And for me, over the last few years, I've been trying to streamline my business and not have all revenue streams coming from one area. So that's what I'm going to talk about. But I'm going to share my screen. First and foremost, the first thing that I've started to implement is push messages. Now, a lot of people might be like, what is this? And I had a Twitter chat the other day with people on push messaging. Now, one thing is, where do we go next, with the coronavirus? Now, that's a great question. Where do we go next? But what are we doing with the traffic we're already getting? Now, 95% of your traffic bounces off of your website and goes to your competition. They look at what you've got, then they go away, look at someone else, and potentially buy from someone else. But what you have to do is start to look at technology and how you can increase the conversions and the experience that other people have in your website. And push notifications is something that I've been playing around with in the past few weeks. Now, for anyone who doesn't understand what push notifications is, it is basically personalized browser push notifications. So, for example, if I was to release my SEO course, up would pop up a notification on your browser saying Craig Campbell has released a free SEO course. And if you're interested in that, the chances are you're going to engage with it. So it's all about dropping the right notifications on the right people. So I'm going to give you a few examples of what can happen with push notifications. Now, you can have people, so it works very well for e-commerce. So if someone was to add to a basket, for example, one of your products, and then they leave your website without paying for it, you can gently send them a push notification after a period of time saying, you didn't buy this, maybe get 5% off, or, just try and attract them back gently. So you can do cart abandonment. You can also do things like, I'm going to scroll down slightly because it does a lot of things. I'm only going to cover a few. Price drop. So for example, users can actually sign up to specific settings. So for example, if you really love, a specific bag or something like that, you can put your settings in here. And if that price drops below what you think is the best price for that bag, then you can set up a browser notification for that person. And what really works well with this is, for example, if you're looking for a flight and the flight price drops below £200, you can get notified instantly and go on and buy your flight. So you can do price drop notifications. You can do inventory notifications. So if a product's out of stock and it comes back into stock, then again, you can be notified if you really wanted that product. So there's a lot of ways to drive people who've left your website back onto your website, increase your click-through rate, and hopefully get you more customers. Now, lots of people will think this is rather intrusive. They'll think, I don't want to, annoy people or bug people. And obviously, browser notifications, if you abuse it, you're likely to lose engagement. So I think it's a very soft way to try and drive people back into your website. And it works really well. I think in the last few weeks, I'm just going to log in. In the last few weeks when I've been playing about with it, I've been able to get up to 515 active subscribers. So anything I push out now can automatically be pushed out to another 515 people. Now you can segment everything down. You can do a lot of automation within Push Engage. And there's a whole bunch of analytics and everything else. So you can really work very well in working with your current traffic and trying to increase the click-through rate and the conversions with the stuff that you've already got. However, I'm not an expert in push notifications. It's something I'm integrating just now. I was always of the thought process that this would never work, but it clearly does. And I've got 515 subscribers in the last couple of weeks, which is amazing. So that they're clearly 515 people who are clearly interested in what I've got to say. So if I push a blog post out, a podcast, a webinar, it's getting pushed out to all of these people. And obviously an element of those people will click on it. So it's a great way to drive traffic that you've already got back into your website. So that's one thing that I'm currently implementing. Over and above that, again, you've got tools like Opt-in Monster, which allows you to basically have opt-ins on your website. So if people are leaving your website, you can try and grab their data. And again, I think you've got to take advantage of what you've already got. So I'm sure many of you will be familiar with email marketing. And obviously building a good, solid email marketing list is very, very important. Now, how do you build a good email marketing list? It's not as easy as people just signing up to you because you talk about SEO. It doesn't work like that. You've got to give them a lead magnet. You've got to give them something. And I'm going to show you, one thing that I done was I recently gave away my SEO training course for free. I think it was around about 10 days ago, I gave away the course for free. Now, people are going, that's insane. Why would you do that? Blah, 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 blah. I basically got, and I'm going to move very quickly back from that because I don't want everyone to see everyone's emails. But basically, I've got 13,000 people signed up for that free SEO course. So obviously it helps my brand, but it also helps build my marketing list. On the course, there's obviously tools and products that I recommend that I get an affiliate deal from. And so by giving something away or giving something away as a hook to get these people in, to then reading your course, which builds your brand and awareness, which also builds your email marketing list, which also then could potentially build your affiliate sales up, is one way of doing it. And I've got 13,000 new email subscribers in the space of 10 days by giving away one course. So I think, you've got to have the magnet right. And whether that's doing a webinar like this with SE Ranking, they want people to sign up. They want to create engagement. They want to offer value, people, giving free advice to the users. But there's also going to be an element of, automation thereafter that. And whether that's, using Opt-in Monster to get people to sign up to webinars or something else, I think that's something you've got to really take advantage of, because you've got to take advantage of automation and technology to make more money. And as I say, people will think I'm absolutely crazy giving the course away for free. But so what? You know, I made my money selling my course on Black Friday. I made a lot of money selling the course, and now it's just about finding ways to then build up everything else that's round about that. So that is another quick thing that you could do. Give something away for free, build your email marketing list, build a sales funnel, you know, or an automated soft sales funnel. You don't have to be sales, you know, buy this, buy that, buy that, because I don't do that. I subtly give away tutorials and, you know, promote products, SaaS tools, or whatever it may be. And obviously I've got an affiliate link. I've got to earn money somehow, but I'm not ramming it down people's throats. So create a nice soft sales funnel, whether it's using push notifications, whether it's using opt-in monster. And one last thing I want to show you. I'm just going to, nope, not that one. This one. I'm going to show you retargeting people. So I use my Facebook pixel a lot. Now, a lot of you might not understand what a Facebook pixel is. If you don't, Google it. Now, what a Facebook pixel effectively does is allows you to retarget people who've been in your website. So you install the pixel on your website, and anyone who lands in your website, you could potentially retarget with Facebook ads. Now, I released a podcast with a well-known SEO guy at the start of the week. And I think this is going to show you, you know, although people are cutting back on paid ads, I think what you also need to understand is that the cost of paid ads right now has dropped dramatically. So this particular chap here, Kyle Roof, who's a good friend of mine, done a podcast with me last week. It was on the 31st of March, so 5 days ago. Now, I put £25 onto that Facebook ads campaign, and I've had 2,000 clicks. I've basically been able to get clicks for 1 pence. So while the coronavirus is on, a lot of people are stripping back their ad spend dramatically, and they're saying, no, don't spend any money at all. Now, I'm fortunate enough to be in an industry. If I was selling flights or hotel rooms or something, of course I wouldn't be promoting hotel rooms. But as a brand, there's opportunity for everyone out there, and you can utilize the costs of paid search, whether it be Facebook, whether it be Google Ads, has dropped by 10 times. I'm literally getting clicks for a penny, 1 penny, and it's going to help my brand. So coming out the other side of the coronavirus, when everything goes back to normal, my brand's still going to be strong. I'm still going to be strong, and I'm going to be able to, you know, continue to do business. So I think whilst the coronavirus is on, you've also got to take advantage of the low cost and paid ads, find opportunities, use automation, and try and capitalize on your current traffic as well. There's money there. There's definitely money there, depending on what you do. Unfortunately, if it's in travel or something, there isn't money there, and you are stuck. But it's time to diversify and look at alternative opportunities, because for a penny a click, it's insane. It really is. It really is insane. So that is something that's working really well for me. But what I'm now going to do is grow into a quick presentation, which I'll go through as well, just to show you alternative ways to make money through affiliate marketing. So this is just an intro to me, but I hate client work. I hate working for clients who don't like paying their bills. They just talk shit. They want reporting constantly. They need their hand held. You need to tell them lies about what you're doing to be able to get the money from them. And it's just garbage. I hate client work. So I don't like it. So I decided several years ago to do affiliate marketing. So for anyone who doesn't understand what affiliate marketing is, basically I sell someone else's products and I get a percentage of the fee. So for example, I could be on my website, I could be on my Facebook, and I could say, buy this guy's course, and that guy could be paying me 40% of every course that I sell. So anyone who goes through my link, I get 40%. So you can promote other products and other services without holding any stock. So that is what affiliate marketing is for anyone who doesn't know. I do a lot for SEMrush, who is obviously a competitor of SE Ranking. They pay 40% recurring commission, which is easy. I've got Amazon websites, which pay you a varied percentage of commissions. This is Robbie Richards, who's another SEO guy. That was his training course. Robbie Richards wanted to pay me 40% of everyone who signed up for his course. And that's it there. So me and a few other guys, were talking to Robbie, and he said, here's the deal. Here's what I recommend you send out. Here is the links and everything else. Do you want it? 100%. I'll take 40% of his course money, no problem at all. And we also had a little competition who could sell the most. So it spurs us on and gives us a bit of encouragement. There's also other things out there like Authority Hacker. They give you up to $1,000 per sale promoting their courses. Gareth Dane, a well-known guy in the industry, does a bit of this and a bit of that, and he's doing affiliate marketing. So everyone's doing affiliate marketing. And I'm going to give you one case study. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say, I'm the big I am and I've got big websites and stuff like that. Now, I've got big websites, but I'm going to show you this on the bottom end of the scale, a process and a project that I was working on. So it was Christmas Eve 2018, and I was bored. I'm that type of guy sitting on the internet bored, and I was talking away to a chap, and he was going to sell me a golf website. He asked me if I would be interested in it. So we got down to talk, it was an Amazon affiliate website. It was a very standard website. It was called golfgearhub.com. So I was talking to the guy about it, and he was telling me how much the website had earned over the year of 2018. So he started out early in 2018, and you can see he earned $29. He was able to build that up. However, it is a seasonal business, golf, so always going to peak around about May, June and July, and then it tails off towards the end of the year. So the summer months are always going to be great for golf sales, which is evident in the sales there. So he wanted around £12,500 for the website. And I was unsure. I'm like, I'm not sure, blah, 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 blah. But typically, when you're buying an Amazon website, you pay anything between 20 and 35 times the monthly revenue. That's the going rate for it. I was able to haggle the guy down to £10,000 for the website, which I paid for. Now, you'll be able to see here, I was able to grow the website quite considerably. That's just SEMrush. But if you look at the analytics, if you look at the left-hand side, the website wasn't getting a huge amount of traffic. And all the way through 2019, I was able to treble and quadruple the amount of traffic the website was getting. And then obviously after September, it started to tail off because of seasonality. So I was able to scale that website up a great deal. And you can see from the Amazon payment history, if you look at from the bottom upwards, so obviously where it says March 02, 2019, under the transaction, Amazon pay you 2 months in arrears. So that's actually January's fees. So in January, the website made $362. In February, it was $470. And March was $782. April was $882. And then it went on and on and on. And, it scaled up a great deal. So you're able to see that I had also, trebled or quadrupled the revenue from when I bought the website. Now, if I go to Amazon, Empire Flippers, a website, the top one there that earns $1,137 a month in the blue button there, that is the value of the website according to Empire Flippers. So my website that I paid £10,000 for is now valued at considerably higher. Now, how did I get that level of scale on the website? Well, it's relatively simple and easy. Content. So what happened was I spent 10,000 UK pounds on the website, and I probably spent around $2,000 and $2,000 on content, $2,000 in links. So I spent around £14,000. Now, over that period of time, the website had quite easily made me that £4,000. So my outlay is still only $10,000 because the money that I spent on content and links was something that I made back through the revenue that the website was making. So what happens there is I still only paid I've only lost £10,000. Now, what I'd done was probably about 20 minutes work. I placed orders with link vendors, and I gave my team of VAs who do the content for me instruction on what I wanted for that golf website. So it probably accumulated to about 20 minutes worth of work for me, or $4,000 worth of cash. Now I'm sitting with a website, if I was going to do a 25 times multiple, that's worth £37,500. Now, that is quite easy to scale up. So I can pay £10,000 for something, sit on it for a couple of months, spend the revenue from that website, and then flip the website in 3 or 4 months' time for 3 or 4 times what I paid for it. Now, it's very easy to, do that at scale. You can have 2 websites, you can have 10 websites. It's all about scale. Now, what I personally do is go in at a higher end. So I'll buy a website for £100,000. I will spend £50,000 on content and links and everything else that's required to rank the website, and then I'll sell it for £300,000 or £400,000. It's no different from buying a property that's not been looked after, and you send your builders in and they paint it and do a bit of plastering, and then sell the property on for a lot more money. So it's making money work for you. You've obviously got to outsource. You don't want to be doing all of this work yourself. Keep calm and automate a lot of this stuff. Use virtual assistants. There's virtual assistants all over the world that can do every task, whether it's link building, technical, web design, web development, content, everything can be done by a VA. Work smarter, not harder. You don't want to be doing all of this stuff yourself. Now, there's a guy out there called Robert Kiyosaki. Some people may know of him. And something that he says a lot in a lot of his videos is, when you're educated at school or college or university, no one tells you, they tell you how to work for money. They tell you how to become an accountant and pay your taxes and all of these kind of things. No one's ever taught anyone how to make money work for them. So how do you turn £10,000 into £50,000? Or how do you turn £100,000 into £500,000? That is exactly what I'm doing just now. Now, it's obviously taken a long time for me to be able to understand what Robert was talking about, but I'm making money work for me. So if I've got a sum of money, how do I double it? How do I treble it? And it's all about understanding digital. Now, most people watching this will be either really good at content or, fully, agencies or whatever it's going to be. You guys are doing a great job taking, the local builder from, earning £10,000 a month to £50,000 a month. You have the processes, you have the skills, but you don't do it for yourself. It's madness. And you have to fight for your money to get paid at the end of every month. Complete madness, if you ask me. Now, how high can you scale an Amazon affiliate website? Now, I showed you a very low-end golf website. Here's a website, gearhungry.com, which, according to SEMrush, gets over 1 million views a month. Now, if anyone knows SEMrush, you'll be able to understand that the traffic's probably treble, if not more than that. So you can scale. That's a website that was scaled April 2018 right up to July 2019. It took to go from nothing to getting over it's actually closer to 4 million hits a month. And that website sold for millions and millions of pounds on Empire Flippers. Now, as I say, everything can be done at scale. I've got other websites, which here is the analytics, that earn $105,000 a month. That's a website that has a combination of paid search, paid social, and everything else. That's quite a full marketing campaign. But I've also got another website which earns $174,000 a month, and it's pretty much all organic search. So you don't have to go after niches that are all about paid or have to have a big, wild, crazy, costly campaign. Now, that can still work for you, but you can also get a lot out of organic search as well. A lot of people say that SEO is dead or it's dying or whatever. There's a perfect example there. That's a website that over a month, it was able to earn that money and continues to do so through organic search. So do not think that because paid ads are taking up more of the landscape, that SEO is dead and you can't get any traction from just SEO. There's a perfect example of that as well. So as I say, you can go to websites like Empire Flippers and buy and sell websites. They have a load of different opportunities on there, whether it's Amazon, e-commerce, or whatever it may be. But buying digital assets is a great business model. You do not have to always invest your money in real estate. You can buy and sell websites and climb up that ladder the exact same way as you would with a property. So don't ignore digital assets. It's definitely the way a lot of investors are going about their business, and a lot of smart marketing people and agency owners and everything else are now taking money and putting them into digital assets. And that's a sure way of still continuing to make money, even if there is a coronavirus. It really doesn't impact this type of business, because you can still be getting on with your content. You can still be getting on with your link building. You can still be getting on with growing that asset. And when we come out the coronavirus, you're able to then flip it on for a lot more money. So regardless of whether you've got viruses keeping you at home or you have to send all your staff to work from home, this particular model is something that can work very well. And I think when you solely rely on clients' income, that's where I think agencies are certainly feeling a lot of pain. Now, I want to quickly go on to talking about some of the mistakes I made along the way while finding my feet in affiliate marketing. And it's just to point you in the right direction, because some people here might go, whoa, affiliate marketing is really good. Let's do something. So I, a few years ago, had this website here, Vapor Infusion, which was targeting the e-cigarette business, which was just a new thing at the time. And I thought, this is amazing. So I quickly jumped on to do some keyword research, and you'll be able to see that the amount of search volume was insane, absolutely insane. There was tens of thousands of people looking for this stuff. So what I quickly done was threw up a WordPress website, plugged in with WooCommerce. I found a drop shipper because I didn't have e-cigs. So a drop shipper is a guy who holds the products and he ships everything. So all of the orders on my website would go to him and he would dispatch the orders. So it seemed like a good deal at the time. So I spent about 6 months doing all the SEO and get the website ready. So the orders were starting to come in, and then things like this happened where clients weren't happy, so they reversed the payment. Now, what happened here with this particular business model was the cost of the product was very, very low, but I wasn't that bothered because there was tens of thousands of people doing it. So I thought it would be a sheer volume business. As you can see there, 5 e-liquids cost £15. That's it. And people are just buying that. And, if they're buying it by the bucket load, that's fine. I could still make money. So it was going to be a volume-based business, but the product was £15. So I'll come back to that in a moment. Now, what I would say is that what happened here, which was a massive problem, was the drop shipper ran out of the product and started to send out something else to replace that product without talking to the client reversed the payment and said, I've not got what I've paid for. So one, if you're going to use a drop shipper, make sure they're a reliable business. Number two, to do SEO or to pay someone to do content and build links cost me the same amount of money. Do not jump in and sell something that costs $15 rather than something that costs $150. The cost for SEO is pretty much the same in terms of time. So always, if you go, whether it's drop shipping, whether it's Amazon affiliate, find a product that is, one, it's not seasonal like the golf niche that I explained, and two, that the cost of each product is more than £100 because the commissions are fairly low. So you need that volume. There's no point in selling something at £15. There's no money to be made unless you can get sheer volume. So, that's just some tips there. Make sure the items are over £100. Avoid seasonal niches for Amazon websites, but do your research, because if you're anything like me, I jump into everything 2 feet first. I'm just an impulsive guy where I just go, e-cigs, that's it, let's do it. And it was a total wrong niche. I never made any money from it. I had to close it down, and I wasted 6 or 9 months ranking a website. And all I got from it was a load of stress and hassle and stuff. Nothing to do with my SEO, the drop shipper, and obviously the cost per product. So I never done the research. There was also other complications with e-cigs that I didn't know about as well, where you couldn't advertise in Facebook or Google Ads. So I wasn't able to use any kind of paid advertising to get an initial boost, to get some sales in and see if the business model worked. So again, there was legalities and problems with that particular niche, which is why I would say to anyone, research the niche properly and think about the other things. Don't just think about how good an SEO you are and how much search volume there is. There's a lot more to niche research than doing that. But that is pretty much the presentation. If you do have questions, obviously I'm going to answer them after this. You can get me on social media. You can check out my website, craigcampbellseo.com, if you want to hook me up. Or I've also got a free SEO course as well, if you have an interest in looking through that. It's a whole bunch of over-the-shoulder videos that show you pretty much everything to do with SEO. So hopefully that offered some value there.
Thank you very much, Craig, for such an insightful presentation and some actionable advice. We have here several questions. If you don't mind, we start with them.
Yeah, go for it.
So there are several questions regarding the Facebook ads. What is the best place to bring paid traffic from Facebook? Separate landing page or home page or a blog post maybe?
I mean, I would always say put it to, if you're going to use Facebook ads, where do you bring it? Don't bring it to your homepage unless your homepage is relevant. If I'm giving away a free SEO course and I'm going to run Facebook ads on it, I want them to land on the page where they go to the free SEO course and they can quickly sign up. If I send them to the homepage and I've got to click around looking for it, the chances, people are lazy. What you need to remember is people want it handed on a plate, right on the plate there. People are lazy. They don't want to navigate around. So always try and drive them into the most relevant page on your website. Whether you create a landing page or whether, it's a blog post or whatever it's going to be, just definitely get onto the right page.
Thank you. We also have several questions from people who have never done anything like this, like never run the ad campaign in Facebook. So the question is, how do you set up your Facebook ads for retargeting? What are you focusing on, conversions or impressions? What is to look at in the first place to do this?
I mean, for me, impressions is a vanity metric. So forget about impressions. What everyone cares about is clicks. Now, to set up a Facebook campaign, you've got two options. Now, anyone can go into Facebook right now and set up a campaign to promote their blog post, and they can promote it to women in Denmark, for example, women of the age of 40 to 60 that have an interest in handbags or whatever it's going to be. Now you can be that specific with it. However, it's still you're still targeting a cold audience. What I feel works really well is if you add, and you can Google this, how to add a Facebook pixel. So the Facebook pixel basically is a bit of code that you add to the header of your website, and it stores people's cookies, and it allows you to then send people who've been in your website Facebook ads. So I, 9 times out of 10, target people who are on my Facebook pixel purely because they're going to be interested in what I've got to say. If I was going to put it out to all internet marketers in Europe, some people might hate my guts. They don't understand my accent. Whatever, there could be a combination of reasons. So it's not going to be as good or as targeted. So obviously the job for anyone is to get the cheapest cost for a click on your link. Impressions doesn't matter. You can get tons of impressions. If no one's clicking the link, there's something wrong there. So I would always be looking at how many link clicks that I'm getting, and whether that's me promoting a podcast, or whether it's a course, or what I tend to do is promote a lot of different SaaS tools. So if it's like SE ranking, come and see how this tool works. I could do a blog post on that and drive all of the people that are on my website into seeing this keyword research tool and everything else that it does, and hopefully that would convert into sales.
Thank you for your answer, Craig. The next set of questions is about affiliate marketing. How to start with affiliate marketing? Do we need a specific software to track affiliates? Do we need a certain amount of traffic to start with? How does it work?
Yeah, so with affiliate marketing, there is no software as such that you need. Now, what you need is a website. So you don't even have to have a website. If you've got a great social following, you could promote the link on there. So but in most cases, you're going to need a website and some form of social presence. And then all you need to do is agree a deal with someone like SE Ranking, or whether it's HubSpot or some other tool. Every or most tools, 90% of tools do have an affiliate deal, and you can promote that. And for every single person that signs up, you will get a fee or a percentage or whatever it's going to be. Even things like SiteGround for hosting, they'll give you £30 for every single person that signs up for a hosting account. Which if you're making your website an authority on web hosting and site speed and all that other kind of stuff, and telling them that SiteGround's the best place to go and why and all that stuff, then you're going to make a ton of money doing that. So yeah, no software as such. Obviously, what you do need is a keyword research tool. There's a million of them out there, whether that be Ahrefs, SEMrush, SE Ranking, whatever one is your tool of choice. You need that kind of tool to do the research properly. I would always say that. But other than that, it's just content and links. And you can then go further and do videos as well, rank in YouTube, drive traffic in that way as well.
And where to track leads and sales coming from the affiliate links?
So most affiliates will have a dashboard. They give you an affiliate dashboard, so you'll be able to track your leads, your kind of stats on there, and how much you've earned and stuff like that. So most of them have an individual dashboard, and they'll pay you once or twice a month. I know some of them pay me on the 10th and then on the 25th. Some of them just pay you at the end of every month. So the likes of Amazon pay you, I think it's the 29th or the 30th of every month. They just drop everything you've earned into your bank account. Obviously, it's in arrears. They're paying you 2 months behind, but that's it. You've got a dashboard though that you can log into in Amazon, and you can basically see how much you've earned each day, how many clicks there was and, you know, what people bought and everything else. So it's all very transparent.
Would you say that there is some kind of a change now during the current crisis in the affiliate marketing, especially on Amazon?
I mean, it's increased massively. So the problem you've got here is people are stuck at home. People are still impulsive buyers. People still need lipstick or, water, or, everyone buys from Amazon, or they need, light bulbs or whatever. So people are still buying most things on Amazon. As I say, unfortunately, there are certain industries where and Walt's go lipstick and gloss. I've just said that because you've got lipstick on there. That's why I came up with that. I'm not a lipstick fan myself, obviously. But no, what I was saying is most industries people are still buying. It really doesn't matter what you're selling. And I'm not trying it. And if you look at my Facebook, in fact, let me do this right now for fun. In fact, I'm going to give me 1 second. I'll show you another way. So someone actually tagged me on Facebook last night with it. This will scar you for life, though. Please, apologies. And then I'll go on to questions again.
Don't worry.
So share screen. So there's an app on Zoom where it's got a filter, and that was me with lipstick and a wig on last night, according to the app. So we can actually show you this. That's me trying it last night. So, and it scared me for life. I'm still having nightmares. So that's me as a female, according to Snapcam, which works with Zoom, but I'm not sure why it's not working just now. So there you go. Absolutely horrendous.
You know, these webinars is my only opportunity to put on some makeup, so that's that's why I'm using it. Okay, we have a couple of more questions, if you don't mind. Okay, is it possible, or what would you suggest to those niches that are the most sensitive to the crisis now, to work on retaining their traffic, retaining their clients?
Yeah, I mean, I think if you are suffering as an agency, in particular, I've got lots of friends with agencies, and I talk to them every night on Zoom, and the clients are pausing and everything else. What I would do, and obviously it's scary, it's very, very scary times. Clients are pausing, and there's not much you can do to force them to pay, just given the current climate. But I think you, as an agency owner, continue to build your brand and come out stronger, because do more videos, do more podcasts, do more webinars, do more of everything. That's what I'm doing. We're going to be locked up for a month or 2 months, and there's nothing else you can do other than build your brand, build your content, better your website, try and retain, do the push engage stuff, work on your email marketing list, be a nice guy and give away a free course, whatever it's going to be, help people out, because I think coming out of this, people will remember, and there's nothing worse than seeing a marketing campaign where people are saying it's Corona time, double down on your paid search, I can do this and I can do that. They're just vultures who are looking to steal money from people while they don't have it. And there's a lot of vultures swarming, and I think long term, people will remember who wasn't a vulture and who was actually helpful and who was, doing the right thing. And I think there's no way to force money out of anyone, but working your brand, working your social media, working your email marketing, get well known in webinars, and continue to network like hell, because even coming on here, there's probably an audience here that I've never spoken in front of before. And I might get a few more followers out of it. I may get a few bits of business from it. And that's what it's all about. And I might not get that business now, but someone might say, oh, that guy that was on the webinar while we're on Corona time, he said something and I want to buy links from him, or I want to do a training course with him, or whatever it's going to be. So yeah, I think that's what I would advise anyone to do, is just double down. And if you're a marketer and you've got some budget, take advantage of the low cost of the Facebook ads and stuff like that, because it's a penny a click right now. Get your brands, you know, zoom it, you know, you can accelerate it quite quickly during this period.
You've been talking about virtual assistants. Oh, what are they? Where to look for them? Are they cheaper than freelancers, or it's basically the same?
Yeah, so here is an example. So I'm based in the UK. Now, if I want a content writer, I'm going to have to pay between £1,500 and £2,000 a month for someone of a very average standard. I can go to somewhere like South Africa, where the native language is English and the cost of living is a lot less over there. So a virtual assistant in South Africa is just a guy who works remotely, and they can write the content, and I could have a full-time content writer in a place like South Africa for £400 a month. So why the hell would I pay someone in the UK who's bloody lazy, who probably can't even speak their own language half the time? You know, that's what you're up against. And I think, you know, virtual assistants come from all over the world. Like Eastern Europe, for example, you know, are really good with technology, really good with software, really good with SaaS tools. You know, these guys are geniuses at that. Their English is sometimes okay. I've actually got a Romanian content writer as well who's spot on. But in general, most people in Eastern Europe are probably really technical focused. So you wouldn't hire them to do English content writing. Indians are really good at software and development. So again, you can use virtual assistants for that side of the business there. And as I say, there's Philippines where you can get virtual assistants who are really good at processes. They can do outreach, they can do spreadsheets, they can do all the donkey work, if you want to call it that. So there's people all over the world with different levels of skill. And, you know, you certainly would not be paying an Indian guy to write your content, because that's just, you know, crazy off the bat. But would you use an Indian guy to do development because he's 10 times better than the guys that are in the UK who, you know, want to charge you £5,000 a month rather than £500 a month over in India? So you've got to get the balance right and utilise virtual assistants and utilise people. Everyone's got something to bring to the party, you know, in all walks of life, you know, whether that's, you know, the kind of Romanian person or the South African person or the guy in Brazil. Everyone's got different skills. And for me, it's all about not focusing in the UK, but picking the best person for each individual task and getting them to be part of my team. So, yeah, that's how I see it. And it's obviously about the cost as well, because as a businessman, I do not want to be paying more than I have to. So if the ultimatum to me is you can get a really good content writer in South Africa for £400, or a really good content writer that has to sit in your office, that go to phone in sick and give me a load of shit all day, if they want £2,000, it's a no-brainer to go for the South African. I can have 5 of them, you know, for the same price. And that's where you begin to be able to scale whilst making money. And it's all about making money and obviously being able to scale. So you've got to look for places that have a lower cost of living as well. And as I say, people all over the world have different skill sets, and I try to play into that as much as I can.
Thank you for your answer. The next question is that there are plenty of ads saying something like, join our affiliate program and earn up to $10,000 per month. What can be real earnings in the Amazon affiliate program at the beginning?
I mean, you can earn anything between £1,000. You can earn £10,000 a month on Amazon. Like the website Golf Gear Hub was earning around about 40 or 50 grand a month. They really hit that hard. But realistically, not everyone's got the budget to be able to get that level of scale, but you can certainly get yourself a good £3,000, £4,000, £5,000 comfortably as an average SEO, as long as you apply the right time and the right processes. You can quite comfortably get that from Amazon. Some people are super affiliates and earn a lot more. But again, with Amazon, I think Amazon's a good starting ground. But for me, this is the way I look at it. So I'm big on SEMrush affiliate. So I get 40% recurring monthly from SEMrush. Now, I do a lot of training courses and consultancy. So if I get someone and I say, right, you need to use SEMrush as your keyword research tool, boom, I've got $40 a month minimum, because the minimum package with SEMrush is $99. So the least I can get from one sign up is £40 a month, every month. Now, if I get 10 people up, I've got $400. If I get 100 people on, I've got $4,000 a month. So you can very quickly scale that up, you know, and look for good opportunities. And that's better than Amazon for me, because I could sell 100 products in Amazon and make $20. So the percentages with SaaS tools is insane. Most SaaS tools will give you anything between 20 and 40% of the kind of subscription that they've got. So you know, Amazon's a great place, but it is low volume. And for me, with Amazon, I don't do Amazon to earn £2,000 a month. I'm doing it to take 10 grand and make it 50 grand. Rather than looking at the kind of what I can earn monthly, because I think the monthly thing on Amazon is you know, beginner level stuff, and there's quicker ways to get that money. So if I buy and sell 3 Amazon websites in a year and I make 50 grand of them on each of them, then I've got 150 grand, and that for me is a hell of a lot better than trying to get one Amazon website that earns that amount of money, which would need to be 15 grand a month. So yeah, so that's just my thoughts on it.
So if I don't have a website, can I be an affiliate?
Yeah. I mean,
Social media?
You don't have to have a website. Now, there's affiliates out there who are really big on Instagram, for example. You're going to have something. You're going to have a following. You're going to have to be able to have the ability to drive traffic. How can I drive traffic? You know, I speak in all these different conferences all over the world. I've been all over hundreds of webinars. I've done this, I've done that. So I've got a following. So I'm quite able to now push traffic to any particular place. And that's something you have to do. If you don't have a following or a website that ranks well, then you're screwed. Now, you know, if you don't have the following, you can use paid Facebook. You can use SEO. And, you know, that's your way of being able to drive affiliate sales. However, if you are well known in the industry and you talk at whatever it's going to be, you really don't have to have a website. You can just use your social media to drive those, you know, traffic to those websites. So there are many influencers who are just really big on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, or whatever it's going to be. So, but the answer overall would be, for most people, yeah, you're going to have a website unless you're, you know, some local celebrity.
Thank you for clarification. It's great. We have several questions regarding some kind of SEO courses. What could you recommend?
I mean, there's a ton of them. It really depends on your level of ability. I've got an SEO course.
For the newbies, for just starting.
So if you go onto my website, craigcampbellseo.com, I think it's like the 3rd or 4th news item down. It's free SEO course. I've got a free SEO course which has over 153 different modules. I do talk about affiliate marketing. I do talk about link building. I do talk about on-page, keyword research. Everything you need to know as a basic SEO is on there, and it's totally free. You know, it's going to be free for, you know, the foreseeable future. And, you know, without blowing my own trumpet, I actually hate SEO courses because people in this industry talk so much shit that it's unreal and you don't know who to believe. So that is why I eventually started speaking at conferences and stuff. And if anyone has ever seen me speaking at a conference, they'll probably say that I don't sell from stage because I do affiliate marketing. I don't have to sell. I don't need to sell here. I can give away my course for free. Bang, see you later. And, you know, I don't have that sales thing. What I want to do is give back. So I would say my course is probably fairly transparent. I can't talk for every course out there. I'm sure there are a ton of people offering great value all over. However, be very, very careful because people are talking absolute shite out there and throwing you way off the scent. The first 5 years of my SEO career, I spent going round in circles, and I still wasn't none the wiser. I was trying stuff, and it would rank, and then it would fall down again, and all that shit. And I'm looking about, going, "Fuck," I was hoping for this white hat SEO thing to work, and people kept saying, do things organically, and I'm like, "Fuck me, I'm nearly bankrupt." There must be more to this. And so you have to read between the lines and take snippets of different people's information. What I would say, don't follow too many people. Pick a handful of guys that do some research and say, right, I really like what that guy says, and, a couple of other guys just for verification. Do your own testing as well. Don't fucking believe what, Neil Patel says, because sometimes I'm also, people approach me saying, "Craig, can you promote this tool or promote this strategy, and I'll pay you $10,000. Now, I wouldn't do that, but some people do, and they'll say anything just for quick bucks. And that's what you're up against out there. They'll tell you that this is the best tool, that's the best tool, and before you know it, you're not earning any money still. So be very, very careful. And I seen someone saying Moz is dead, man. Listen, don't follow Moz. Moz died about 10 years ago. Rand and everything's gone. I mean, there's some basic stuff on there, but Moz is a lot of shite, in all honesty.
We got you, Craig. Thank you very much for the honesty in your answers. And we have one last question, if you don't mind. So right now, there are lots of aspects of SEO, link building, on-page SEO. What to focus on now to get the results right after, when we are out of the lockdown situation, or what would pay off quicker anyway?
I mean, I think if you're wanting to go and get some quick results and stuff, go after long tail keywords, very specific keywords. Content alone in a lot of cases will rank, very well. So go out with going after some long tail keywords with a view to longer term, going after more competitive keywords where link building and everything else really comes into play. But there's a ton of long tail keywords out there where you can get very quick results. You can rank within weeks and drive traffic into your website. So just do again, it comes down to the research, keyword research and stuff like that. Just dig deep and go after keywords that not everyone else is going after, but still get traffic, because low competition keywords can still convert really well. And that's what I would say to anyone. Just try and focus quickly on that to come out of the coronavirus, with some form of rankings and traffic, and then hopefully you can build up from there. But link building, content, and all that stuff, it's very basic stuff, but it still works to this day. I think people obsess over trying to find something that doesn't exist. What should I do next, or what is new in 2020? Of course, site speed and stuff like that are important, but obsessing from getting your website from 2 seconds to 1.7 seconds it's just garbage. It's not going to move the needle. You need content, you need links, you need to click through rate, engagement on those articles, and that's what's going to propel you. And that's why, again, push notifications, email marketing, Facebook pixel, engagement, click through rate is also a ranking factor. So it's all good and well getting up to page 1, but what's the difference between being at the bottom of page 1 and the top of page 1 is probably the engagement signals, time on website, click-through rate, all of that stuff. So collectively, you want to use push notifications and everything to keep people on your website, and that is where you're going to get quick results.
Thank you very much, Craig, for being with us today. It's Saturday night, and we really appreciate that you join us today to share your knowledge and expertise with those who need actionable advice and word of encouragement as well.
No worries. Thank you. Cheers, everyone.
I also want to thank our participants. We have here people from all over the world, as we figured out at the beginning. Thanks a lot for being with us. The next important step is to start actually doing something, to start taking action according to all the advice you've got through this marketing marathon. We wish you luck, and we wish you to stay safe, take care, and stay home, people.